that those ambulances advance, not my words, the words of Honorable Secretary. We also listened to his reading of the letters by Honorable Chairman Haiti. He also said there were no vans and that if you stop manufacturing said ambulance. So from all indications, you realize that what we have in court now, from the letters that he read, not our evidence, their evidence, the ambulances, with all due respect, from their own side, are vans. And with the vans, how do you use them?
Yeah, vans in the sense that you were not supposed to be used as ambulances, regular vehicles.
But you see, there was this issue about conversion. The AG decided to take him through that one, and he decided to just rely on the heading. That's in evidence. We decided to also let him know that you may have the heading there, but the details do not match what is claimed to be the heading. And so the ambulances, as we have them now, you go through all the estimates that we have in court, and you make your own judgments. As I said, I will not be making judgments here, but we have succeeded in putting across our case strongly that Mr. Jakpa gave his evidence in chief, also confronted with our side of the matter, and the judge definitely made a pronouncement in this matter.
One of the things that Sammy Jeffy said, he described the Attorney General as a local champion.
Oh, well, it is all about my integrity. It's the integrity that gave me the justice. You see, I couldn't turn my back or betray Atufosin or the NDC party because I knew what this government was after. And I couldn't turn my back on the party, and I couldn't also betray Atufosin. I couldn't do that because he's an innocent man. And it didn't resonate with my conscience and the way I do my things. And that is why I did what I did.
Would you say the audio recording of you and the Attorney General is one of those key moments that's what's the High Court, the Court of Appeal to take this decision?
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, the appeal court based its decision on the evidence adduced before them. So their ruling was not about the court of
misconduct or indiscipline, like lackadaisical and all that. If you look at all these words that you have received in the witness board and all along this trial, what one word would you say this time that the Court of Appeal is saying that you are free man?
Well, all that I can say is that my enemies and detractors have been put to shame. I have been vindicated, and all those allegations that they level against me, trying to dent my integrity because of the conduct of the crooked Attorney General of Edami, it hasn't worked. I've been vindicated by the ruling of the appeal court. I've always said that I'm an innocent man and I'm being persecuted for political reasons. And the Court of Appeal has vindicated me on that stand that I've always been saying.
What would you say did the magic for you in all this trial? What moment would you say stood out for you that's the magic?
Court of public opinion, or it was not about the recording. The recording didn't surface at the Court of Appeal. So that cannot be the issue. It was purely based upon the evidence that my lawyers presented at the Court of Appeal as against what the High Court judge, Ifya Sewa, ruled on my submission of no case. And that was what we went and appealed, and it was appealed.
If you look at what is happening now, the Court of Appeal is saying that you've been acquitted and discharged, but the Attorney General has another option to go to the Supreme Court. Would you be surprised if they activate that?
Oh, that is his prerogative. He's Attorney General. He can go to the Supreme Court, and even after the Supreme Court ruling, he can still go for review if he so pleases. It's a legal process, and I'm a combatant, I'm a warrior. I'm ready for every battle. So if you want to go to the Supreme Court, I'll meet him there.
If you live here, what would you say to your lawyer and what would you say to your wife?
Well, since you've asked this question, I want to use this opportunity to thank all the lawyers that in various ways contributed to this victory. In fact, starting with lawyer Rindor Sam, and then...
Mr. Speaker, now the details have been made known to me. I would want to say that is a day to celebrate the judiciary. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Except that, Mr. Speaker, we have to be very consistent as a political class in our celebration of the judiciary. Mr. Speaker, I agree with the position taken by the Honorable Haruna Judicial. No executive arm of government can manipulate the judiciary arm of the realm. Mr. Speaker, it must never be said, that the judiciary is under the control of the executive. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Haruna Judicial is a courtroom practitioner, just as I am. You were a courtroom practitioner. One of the things that we were taught at the bar was to accept the decisions of the court. And when we are not happy, we should go up. And that is how we enrich the law. So I think that in his celebration, he shouldn't use this as a forum to attack the Attorney General who has no right of audience here. Well, but I don't want that impression to be created. Two, Mr. Speaker, our friends must not be selective. We shouldn't choose when to praise the judiciary and when to attack them.
The majority leader, you can join us in celebrating the momentous decision of Ghana's Court of Appeal on a terminal end to the political persecution of the minority. Speaker, by a 2-1 decision, the Court of Appeal upheld that the decision by the High Court for him to proceed with a submission of his case had no legal basis, and therefore did not only discharge him but acquitted him. That is what we are celebrating, and he's invited to celebrate us. That, Mr. Speaker, I hear the Attorney General, even instead of swallowing his humble pride, is saying that he wants to litigate on this matter. Mr. Speaker, we assure him that he will be further disgraced, because this matter, if you want to try people, try them on matters which are legally meritorious. Letters of credit are mere guarantees. I can go into the matter. This is parliamentary chamber. So, Mr. Speaker, the minority here is celebrating the independent, courageous decision of the Court of Appeal in acquitting the minority leader. That should be celebrated. That in the realm of separation of powers, at least one of the arms of government have stood up to a calling today that they are independent and courageous and will not be used as forum for the persecution of his political opponents. I thank you.
Well, I think that it shows the vindication that he's innocent. We believe that this prosecution should never have taken place. Indeed, it came as a surprise because I had quite forgotten about the appeal. This appeal was made quite a long time ago when they filed a no-case petition before the court, and the High Court, rejected it, and so they went up to appeal. So apparently it's been before the appeal court for quite a long time. So it came as quite a pleasant surprise. But it shows that we still have justice in this country, and that we can work to make the judiciary what we want it to be.
Well, we have seen the AG really indicate that this is a perversion of justice in the interest of public accountability. One, if you were his appointer, what would you have advised him to do at this stage?
Well, I think that this Attorney General has been discredited enough. Anywhere in the world, with the things we've seen and the coaching of witnesses and discussion with witnesses, this prosecution will have been struck out as malicious prosecution. I believe this prosecution is malicious. He is not as, robust and energetic in pursuing cases that are okay. Even just as we're talking, there's an ambulance case involving this present administration, which is hugely larger than what he's prosecuting, and yet he has no interest in that. He is like a legal representative of the MPP party, over-enthusiastic in pursuing political opponents. I've said that when we come, it will be the reverse. We will pursue accountability for the regime that has gone out. But at the same time, if any of our people are involved in the same things that have happened for which we're prosecuting the opposition, we would, previous government would prosecute them too. And so I think that the Attorney General is also the Minister of Justice. He forgets that. He thinks that he's just the Attorney General. The Minister of Justice is supposed to ensure fairness. Anywhere else in this world, this case would have been, he would never even have come to court, not to talk about talking with witnesses, having conversations with witnesses and trying to tell them what to do. Yeah, this case should have truncated long ago.
The critics of yourself and the NDC say that you have suddenly found your voice in reposing some sort of confidence in the judiciary. What's your reaction to this as well?
No, not that we've suddenly found our voice. I do think that despite the issues we have with the judiciary, there are judges who are fair-minded. We're not talking about all judges.
I.e. in the Kufuor Mahama Bawumia era. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement.
Nilante Banaman. Nilante Banaman. Nilante Banaman.
I.e. in the Kufuor Mahama Bawumia era. That's unforgivable. That's unforgivable. I hope you will allow me to withdraw that statement.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah. Please don't cry. We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Thursday, the first day of August 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here once again with another edition of this show. Our gratitude to go to the Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into a panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. President launches road improvement program. Initiative provides 2,240 road construction equipment, creates 10,000 jobs. Graphic Greta housing fair begins today. NHI launches free annual health checkup initiative. 2024 elections. Choose peace over violence. Reverend Dr. Edu Jemfi charges Ghanaians. EC begins mop-up registration today. And the Daily Graphic has a special supplement on housing. The Ghanaian Times. MMDA's tax to improve roads nationwide. As President presents fleet of heavy-duty equipment for maintenance and rehabilitation and upgrade of roads. 2024 general elections will complete abandoned projects nationwide before starting new ones, ex-President Mahama. I'll establish Traders Bank, create jobs for your children. Alan Martin promises traders. Ghana hit with 95 million Ghana cedis judgment debt. I see. Daily Guide. Nana launches DRIP for better road network. Nordness embraced Bawumia's vision of possibilities. Affirmative action bill passage, a critical move in gender equality. Minister Ifeanyi Koto sues A+ for 5 million cedis. The New Crusading Guide. Akufo-Addo launches ambitious district road improvement program. In the matter of the week, Bankahine's jail term, Chief Justice petition to help retrieve stolen funds. Ofcom technology boss hot over elevator fraud. Stop politicizing Atlantic lithium deal, away our chief caution. SIC life savings and loans customers lament over 20 million cedis locked up savings. Parliament passes affirmative action bill. Osuman Kralo stood debunks $500,000 false claims against Ducasian. The Insight. Alan promises to set up Traders Bank, modern markets for Ghanaian traders. Towards effective governance, justice delivery et al. Give MPs Alawa cut powers of CJ. SFG advocates at launch of alternative platform. Improving rural road network. President Akufo-Addo launches district road improvement program with 2,240 units of earth-moving equipment from JA Plant Pool and Guangxi Luigong Machinery. Election 2024. Attackers of journalists will be met with hostility. GJA President warns. The Daily Statesman, unprecedented boost for road sector. Akufo-Addo launches district road improvement program. Ghana poised to become TVET hub in West Africa. Gender Minister commits to affirmative action bills implementation. Electoral calls for enhanced media information literacy. Daily Post, Emil Short goofs. Election Watch Ghana demands retraction of statement backing EC. Minority demands information on cost of equipment distributed under DRIP. December polls. Voters will decide who you hand over to, not you, Mahama to Akufo-Addo. And that's about it. For the front pages, we'll be back shortly.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay.
Momo?
Yes! Oh yes!
Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Blast. Boom! Exclusively on Betway. Win up to 300% more when you play FlyX with Win Boost from Betway. Betway, get way more.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
Her smile, the fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some me kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim jom kasan. Ile hosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Ama, nansi mi jeno wo bin enkoye kwao. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se mi nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu me into kwankwa. Oh, you right. And you will give us GC mixture and any capsules. Ah, you num boom. And want some na more kana. E bwa emma ene meme nyina. Ne ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye be masima. Ya, we be bwa wo ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya ne nim tisese ne wo yi chokmo. GC mixture and a capsule.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quadawi if you do me.
Are you looking to own a prime piece of litigation free land where you can put up your dream family home or your ideal getaway retreat within a luxurious estate? Then look no further. Welcome to Rehoboth Hills, where your dream of hassle-free land ownership comes to life. Acquire land devoid of multiple purchases, litigation, and land guard issues in a safe and secure gated community while enjoying the fabulous night view of Accra from the serene Ebri Mountains. Rehoboth Hills offers spacious plots that provide you with the ideal setting for your dream home and a valuable, safe investment for your future. The lands are located in the prime area of Ayarifa within our residential development Rehoboth Hills, overlooking the city of Accra and the Ebri Mountains. Our prices are very affordable and designed to fit your budget. We offer flexible payment terms, ensuring that you can invest in a valuable asset for the future. Contact us on 0244 764 499 or 0204-950-810 or visit our website at www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com. Rehoboth Properties, quality housing for all.
Yeah, check. And you were back in Greece. She say, why you fit a millionaire? Yes, the luckiest at the room. She say, I'm from Massa Echeman. Yeah. Now check this. Sister Abna, aka Cody Hima. The luckiest at the room. Queen B.
Yeah.
Boss lady back up there. Hold on to your seats, folks. Such anyway, it'll be you smooth. Where you enter your friend will upgrade. Luckiest at the room. And the best part, that with the luckiest, Obia or a shot to a good life. And I'm talking to you, me, your girlfriend, your ex, your neighbors, your landlords, and even Goro boys. And no one is over dialing with lucky number. Star 712 hash. No.
Coswato ticket to win in the community draw or the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Lima.
Kaya azon chanla.
Inshallah, you will not be shakam labor voters register map. You didn't register. Electoral Commission name yum nati to swell. No so come lay or will no be shakam voting register map pony. Bending bar Silmin Gully August Yapishidale. Hali Silmin Gully August Yapishina point 2024 when Saring by Gapoin Asbasi. Hali ga Rob Zawin.
I don't know lehend and zoom for oh lehema.
The two Nali Amam shakam voting register map pony. Zimal Melon, catch up a melon. The Latinami a polling station. And young one between no voting. And to check up a year or you'll voting register map pony. I don't want that can you to know you voting register money.
Don't know to chanting user pum pum.
Lima. The tsunami Dapsilma means Sama. The Zampa 2024 people Mapolo. Electoral Commission Nimyalaban and Zang people Bukuma Wosolo Kasokamia. Sahamo ye pie. Yinkang Mamman Kachant Lele Amam. Zangba Silmin Gully August Biapishi. Hal Biapishi ayo point. The Asba Krugayo point. Hal Nidazawini Krugayo. Ladam Samabu. Then Lampai. Ban 7 voti Nitome star 711 star 51 hash. Nambanuche Tangal Mizo. Nyanya Baben Shakam Nandedi. Nibosha Ban La Bim Bunkon, but vote Bambin to Changuya Sabashaba Fondin. Bamit labor Ben Shakamzo. Electoral Commission Tun the Benuto Swanka, Le Aben Shakamzo, Hal Aika Avote Bumble Asa. Muntu vote be in usually. Kalanirma Payum Pishi Aika. Be Opatampia. Be Okala or Hankal. Be so vote Bumble Kozang Sabi. Be Kafongman and nearing you. On a to yelly Kabi Yela. Prima. A people Nyaswapia.
IG Live Metro TV is coming with the gist. Yes, my name is Helen K, and I'll be coming to you live on Metro TV's Instagram page on the gist. So tell me, where does Ghana place on the list of unfaithful women in Africa? Hey, we've got gist though. Join me this Friday live on Metro TV's Instagram page on the gist.
Meet resilience. One competition dares to stand apart from the rest. Welcome to the Model International, a reality show like no other. This is a show that tests every aspect of a model, including her fears. The Model International is here to unearth a true fashion model in every sense of the word. Models will be judged by renowned and experienced fashion and modeling icons. For 13 weeks, every Saturday at 8 p.m., witness a diverse group of aspiring models from Ghana, Nigeria, and Liberia, each with a unique story to tell and a passion for the world of fashion. They will face daring challenges, push their limits, and ultimately emerge as confident individuals ready to become the Model International. Are you ready to witness the extraordinary? This is the Model International. Be that model.
journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL show, it gets much more diverse,
engaging and impactful. This is the PL show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop. Success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL show.
It's brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360, and Kel Kicks Toothpaste.
Kel, happy smile.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. And I'll let you into a panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But if you're looking for that toothpaste, the recommended toothpaste for the entire family, which will also save you some money and is also approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, look no further. The toothpaste you're actually looking for is Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use Kel 360 toothpaste. Kel 360 toothpaste is another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. You can call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor, they say, is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. However, the pains of climbing the stairs, especially when you are not exercising, could be challenging irrespective of your age. But you need not worry, because lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. So visit Lift and Elevators at Sakumono, or just call them on 0200-535-515, or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. All right. Okay, so with me on the show this morning, I have the Honorable Member of Parliament for the South Dai constituency. He's also a legal practitioner, okay, and he's a twin. Roxanne Nelson Defebakpo is the Honorable Member of Parliament for the South Dai constituency and is here with me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
How are you?
Well, surviving. Let me say good morning to my constituency.
Yes.
South Dai, Peki, Bali, Tongo. And today...
Why do you mention 3 places?
4.
Okay, so you mentioned
Peki, Balime, and Tongo.
Okay. There are 4.
There are 4 traditional
areas. Okay.
It's today being the start of the 3-day mop-up exercise by Electoral Commission. We want to urge all the young people who turn 18 between the 22nd of June, no, 22nd of May, and yesterday to try and go to the center.
Does it mean that those who turned 18 prior to those dates,
yes,
but they don't register, cannot register?
They can. But the emphasis, I am assuming that
So
the exercise between
anybody who turned 18 by yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Not anybody. If you got registered within 7th of May to the 22nd of May.
No, if you are not registered.
Yes.
But you're
So,
18.
Yes.
If you turned 18 yesterday, you can register today.
That's right.
If you turned 18 today, you can
Yes.
register today.
If you turned 18 last year.
Tomorrow, you can register tomorrow.
You didn't register.
Yes.
Yes.
So anybody?
Yes.
From
anybody.
the 1st to the 4th? Or
Yes,
3rd?
to the 4th. Because
1st to
it's
4th.
1st to 3rd. It's actually 1st to 3rd.
So
it's
3 days. Okay, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Yes.
Okay, so anybody who's turned 18 and is not a registered voter,
go and vote.
or will turn 18 on the 1st, the 2nd, or the 3rd, go and
Please
register.
go and register.
You're eligible to register.
Yes.
And we're told that the registration is taking place at the
district offices
of the EC.
Of the EC.
And then there are some selected schools, right? Tertiary
Yes,
institutions.
and tertiary institutions. Somehow they mentioned 25 of them. I don't know how they did that calculation.
Okay. So I'm sure that I'll get the details
Yes.
for you in the course of the program, so that
Want to urge them.
you will know where you can actually.
You know, the difficulty we have is
Yes.
transporting the people to the centers.
Mm.
It's become the burden of MPs to facilitate that. And it's not a pleasant thing. We've been complaining to the EC, but they don't appear to appreciate the fact. If you take away easy access to these centers, far away from the persons, then you are placing economic burden on them to be able to access these services. But that's where we are. So we are making do the best out of the situation.
All right. Okay. All right. So Ernest Adade, who's a member of the communications team of the MPP, has joined us here on the show. Ernest, good morning.
Good morning, Randy.
Great to see you. And
Great
have you
to
again.
see you too.
Right.
As for you, I see you every day.
And to also remind you that the Minerals Commission will be coming. They've not been on for quite some time, but today we'll have the CEO of the Minerals Commission on the show. There's some startling figures coming out from small-scale mining in terms of receipts, and so we'll be looking at all this and what it means, the implications, and of course what ought to be done as far as small-scale mining in Ghana is concerned. So just make a date. We'll be on with the Minerals Commission right after our discussions this morning. So Ernest, we're just Honorable was just urging those who've just turned 18 and will be turning 18 between today and Saturday to try and get registered. Already, there have been some issues raised with the numbers on our register and how statistically it doesn't make sense. You can't have over 80 million people on your register. And so those are some of the issues that have been raised, and I think the Electoral Commission said it was getting the SIT people to respond to those issues. There were issues raised at IPAC, and so we'll wait and see how that pans out. But obviously, for a country that has, I'll try and get you the figure of people who are supposed to be 18 years and above. You cannot be having 18 million people on your register, and so there obviously is a need for the audit of the register. Okay. Ernest, I don't know if you've been following the
Oh yes, I try to follow it. Okay. Once you have political interest, you always want to follow what's happening. In fact, before I got here this morning, I also passed through Adenta where the
district
EC,
office.
The EC's district office. So maybe before I start, I have to say hi to you and my brother Dafiamepo and all the viewers all over the world, wherever they are viewing from. Those are a very important exercise. They dubbed it a mop-up. So far as I'm concerned, it gives an opportunity to anybody who might not have been around. You might have traveled, or for whatever reason you are sick or something, you couldn't take advantage of the registration period. I believe that's what the EC is trying to do, trying as much as possible not to disenfranchise anybody. And I believe it's a good exercise. The only thing that we can do as people with political interest is to encourage everybody to try as much as possible and get to the registration sites and then get registered if you are not yet on the register. The youth, and as for the numbers you have mentioned, I believe there are people with the right capacities and capabilities to be able to engage the EC to have the actual numbers verified. So we'll leave that one for the people we have mandated and charged to do that work. And the political parties also have interest. So it shouldn't be that I cannot say it's true or it's not true, but I pray it's not one of the issues that we always cry wolf about. If it's genuine and there are people who should not be on the register or names that should not be on the register and they are there, let's go and take them out. Otherwise, we leave the EC and let them perform some of the functions that we have mandated them to do, both constitutionally and through all the allies that they've been bringing to Parliament for approval. They should be able to do their work and do it effectively with watching them closely.
Right.
Yes. So I think it's a good project that they have embarked on, and let's all give them the necessary support to be able to achieve the needed results. My prayer is that some of the very few unfortunate situations that happened in the first exercise, let's all try as much as possible and restrain ourselves and be a little more civil and decorous about our activities with the EC officials. It doesn't mean if somebody is on the wrong path, we shouldn't correct him. But let's all also try and use the structures instead of using brows and bronze and other things to settle scores.
Right. Okay. So I said I was going to get you the details. So apart from the district offices of the EC, the exercise will be conducted of 41 prisons in Ghana, 41 prisons. So they call prison centers. So 41 of the prisons in Ghana would have this exercise from today till Saturday. And then 26 public universities would also have the exercise running there. So 41 prisons, 26 public universities, in addition to the district offices of the Electoral Commission. So those are the details. And currently the register that we have has 18,681,366 names on it. 18,681,366 persons on it. And we know that the majority of our people are actually below the voting age. So there obviously is something wrong. Anyway, there are people also who believe that until we really sort out our birth and death issues very well and have a system that deals with this, it has to take the volunteering of information by persons with diseased people. But I'm not sure that we'll have a huge number of people who are dead like that anyway. But we need to move on and look at some of the issues. Now, we'll start off with this one. Okay. So, President Akufo-Addo has launched the District Road Improvement Program, a flagship initiative aimed at strengthening decentralization and empowering local authorities. The program seeks to address the deplorable state of many rural roads across the country, which hinder community connection and trade. The President emphasized that the program is not just about roads, but about people and their livelihoods. He urged citizens to hold their local authorities accountable and participate in community development. The President emphasized that the DRIP program marks a significant milestone in the government's efforts to improve the road network, with over 12,800 kilometers of roads completed since 2017. He added that the program's localized approach is expected to create jobs and ensure that every Ghanaian, regardless of location, has access to improved roads. To support the program, 2,240 units of earth-moving equipment, including water tankers and bulldozers, wheel loaders, skid steer loaders, motor graders, excavators, long reach rollers, track mounted, and concrete equipment have been deployed. Mr. Francis Asensubuachi, Minister for Roads and Highways, noted that the program demonstrates the government's dedication to building a robust infrastructure that drives growth and prosperity. He emphasized that the impact of poor roads in rural areas cannot be overstated, and this initiative ensures that no region is left behind, reflecting a holistic approach to development. And Mr. Martin James and Kosa, Minister for Local Government Decentralization and Rural Development, emphasized the crucial role of a well-developed road network in enabling local governments to function effectively. He highlighted that improved roads facilitate efficient service delivery, enhanced connectivity, and promoted mobility of people and goods. With better roads, local governments can serve their communities more effectively, ensuring resources and services reach even the most remote areas. He noted, however, that the biggest threat to the program's success is poor maintenance. And to address this, a maintenance component has been added to the program. He therefore urged all MMDAs to take charge and ensure the longevity of the equipment. And the executive chairman of the Jospon Group, Dr. Joseph Siane Japan, explained that J.A. Planpool, a member of the Jospon Group's involvement in the DRIP program, encompasses a comprehensive suite of services and sustainability of the project by working closely with local governments and communities. The company aims to continue to facilitate seamless project execution and long-term sustainability, adding that J.A. Planpool team, together with the 48th Engineering Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces, is dedicated to delivering quality and excellence at every stage, ensuring that the equipment serves its purpose effectively and efficiently. Okay. In a related development, the minority in Parliament has submitted a right to information, RTI request, to the District Assembly Common Fund, seeking details about the recently launched District Road Improvement Program, DRIP. The NDC MPs are requesting information on the specifications and details of each unit of equipment and designated for the DRIP. The request, signed by Boku Central MP Mahama Yariga, also asks for the payment schedule related to the equipment. Additionally, the MPs are inquiring about the total payments made for the equipment so far. They are also seeking information on the overall cost of the District Road Improvement Program. Quote, pursuant to Section 18 of the Right to Information Act 2019, Act 989, I write, on the instructions of Honorable Dr. Kesila Tuforsin, the leader of the National Democratic Congress caucus in Parliament, to request for the following information. So the cost at which each unit of the equipment meant for the District Road Improvement Program launched on Wednesday, 31st July 2024 has been procured. An excerpt of the letter said. Honorable Defemakpo, yes. Why this?
Thank you very much. First of all, let the record reflect that the government until 2023 didn't have any such intention. These arose as a result of the fact that during our 2022 budget review for 2023, we discovered that the government owed the Common Fund administrator or the Common Fund huge sums of monies. These statutory releases were far, far behind time. So a computation was done by some small committee of the local government committee that has oversight over the District Assembly Common Fund and its management. So the Honorable Bodo led that committee and did the computation. And it came to the conclusion that the government owed the Common Fund administration nearly 3 billion Ghana cedis. Now, the decision was taken to then discuss how was this amount of money to be used. In making that determination, we all agreed that matters of road, in fact, if you come to Parliament, questions on road construction directed at the Minister for Roads and Highways took about 60 to 70% of all questions. So there was a need for assisting the districts to focus mainly on rehabilitating existing roads, whether a feeder or a trunk road or whichever. So some agreement was reached with the District Assembly's Common Fund Administrator that you must apply these funds to purchase this equipment to assist the district in undertaking this project. So in the 2022 formula that she submitted to Parliament, I forgot to bring my copy. It was clearly stated the portion that was to go in acquiring this equipment. But what we have since discovered is the number of equipment that have been acquired for purposes of utilization by each district assembly. So of course it's a policy that the government bought into. And then they went into the procurement and thereafter brought the machines. So let the record reflect that the minority is we actually championed this and supported by Parliament. So that's one. Two, the issue that we are requesting for is in respect of the procurement processes as well as the award of contracts. Those are the further details that we want to have. That is why we send this RTI request.
So that is why you want to know what you're actually asking for. The
unit cost.
So unit cost for each equipment.
Yes. Because the equipment,
payment schedule.
Yes.
Overall costs.
Exactly.
Of the project.
Yes. So the unit cost, you will discover that there's a grader, there's a roller, there's a backhoe, there's a tipper truck, there's a water sprinkler, that's a water tanker sprinkler. There are concrete mixers, and one other machine that I'm not immediately able to recollect. So each assembly is to receive on the average 7 machines. And I hear that the concrete mixers, the municipals and the metros are receiving 2. But the district assemblies, the districts are receiving 1. This is just about capacity, because the municipals are much bigger than the districts. But as to the other equipments, each is receiving according to.
So let me ask you something. Yeah. As a parliamentarian, and from the point of view of oversight, if you are telling us that this whole initiative actually emanated from Parliament, from the committee for
local
government committee, and on the basis of government's indebtedness to the fund.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how come when your initiative is being implemented, those details, you're not finished with those details? And that you now have to go and do an RTI?
Yes, in the Common Fund Administrator, it's a creature of the Constitution.
Yes.
And they have some level of independence in terms of the performance of their functions.
Right.
It's only subject to budgetary supervision and control by Parliament.
Yes.
So to that extent, it will be most irregular for Parliament to be asking for even the procurement details before it's done. Now, what Parliament will do is that you are presumed to have recourse to the Procurement Act when you do these things. So when we detect that perhaps the Procurement Act has not been followed, then we can ask questions. When we detect that perhaps we don't have the fine details regarding unit cost of the equipment, we can ask for information. But you don't ask for those things before you'll be inserting yourself in the administration, the functions of the administrator, and that would be most irregular.
Right. Okay. Ernest, let me bring you in.
Thank you, Randy. Maybe before we start, generally we might have to wish my communication director a speedy recovery after some accident he had. Yes, I hear, but yes. So our prayers are with him.
Yes, Richard, speedy recovery.
Around campaigning time like this, some of these things often happen, and therefore we should just pray for everybody to go and come back home safely.
I've been in touch with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And we wish him well. I think he's doing better. So we pray that he recovers fast. The issue of drip, I don't have a problem if the minority in Parliament will want to take some of the shine.
It's not minority.
The minority in Parliament, I saw some videos go viral yesterday, and they sounded funny, but I don't have too much of a problem with it. What we should all agree here is that the government had taken an initiative that we all believe is going to facelift most of these our roads, especially our rural roads. And the Honorable's constituency, I believe, will be one of the constituencies that should be proud that the government have taken this step to try and improve our roads. If you recall, in year 1 and 2, I think, and year 3 of His Excellency Nana Addo's government, he declared some year of roads. And yesterday in his statement, he made mention of about 14,000 kilometers of roads, asphalt overlays, and all that has been done over the period, which he referred to as unprecedented over the period. He actually compared it with his predecessor and what we were able to achieve, and then what he's been able to achieve. And I believe these equipment are going to send it further. Before arriving here, we've all been listening to all the commentary around it. And like I said, you can try and take part of the shine. It tells, and nobody wants to associate with a failure. So once there is a success, everybody will want to be part. So whether the committee, whether it is Parliament as a whole, we will thank you for a good work done. I believe that when people are asking questions, Randy, as to where the money is, we can point them to some of these. Some of these are also part of the monies that we are spending.
Hold on.
As a government.
Let's find the details first.
I didn't tell which money. I said where the money is.
No, that's why I said let's find the details first. Whether indeed we have paid for them, or we are going to pay over 5 years,
Randy,
or over 2 years, or over 3 years.
Randy, whether you will spread the payment or whatever, you have procured them, right? If you don't pay, I want to believe that the supplier will take legal action and claim his money anyway. So once you have gone through the agreements, everything, and you have asked the supplier to supply, whether you have paid in advance or you are paying or you are going to have a payment plan like the NDC is requesting, I believe that, well, whatever you do is a government, and once you have requested, you will pay. So they should give the credit to where it is due. I want to believe that after this letter they have sent, if they are not satisfied with anything that has been done over the period, you could see the fire and brimstone that will rain on this government. And therefore, when there is credit to, they should be able to give it. Every Ghanaian saw how beautiful whatever has been done is. There is an arrangement around it, because in some of the commentaries, apart from Honorable, who is an MP, and they have some of the information available to them, everybody knows that we are going to get a 7 set of equipment. The 7 set of equipment, some districts are going to have 2 of something, 3 of something, and then we know that there is going to be a buffer, and a provision has been made where any equipment will have to be moved from one district to a service center, or then they have made provision of these low bed trucks and all that. It is all part of the project, of the equipment that are being delivered, so that the fears of people that the previous graders that were given to the digital assemblies, some of them broke down within a week or 2. We are trying as much as possible within this arrangement to avoid that. So in this arrangement, there is a 2-year service arrangement with the supplier. There is the guarantee period, that within that period, the supplier will make sure that everything is met, and if there are any parts of the equipment that were not properly, maybe you have manufacturer's defect or whatever will happen within this warranty period, like we all know now, GA Plant Pool is going to lead in fixing them. There are provisions of vehicles, service vehicles that are going to go around and all that. All these things are good. Those who may need more will get more. Those who may not need certain equipment may not have it. But Randy, this is the beauty of it. As for me, I am always happy whenever you hear that jobs are going to be created. And these equipment, some of them are going to, most of these machines, 2 people operate it. In some cases, you will have a 3rd person. So you will have about 2-3 people managing each vehicle. And if 2-3 people are managing each vehicle, multiplied by the number of vehicles, those who are going to be trained to be doing servicing, those who are going to be trained to move these machines from one place to the other, and other ancillary jobs that will be created. If these machines are going to be working in certain areas, automatically some granite seller has a business, some kenke seller who will come and be supplying kenke to the people has a business, even the person who is at the sand pit has an expanded business, and we are all going to be happy. Especially, it's not for people who are living within some of these very good areas where you know that the moment the asphalt become a little bumpy, we give it an asphalt overlay. They would not feel it as much as the one who has been driving on the unpaved roads for years now. When he has these graders and things, you can imagine how far it will go. And I am very, very, very happy. The president mentioned 10,000. I'm even looking at more than 10,000 people going on this, because we will have other people who are going to also benefit from these equipment in the districts. I will therefore be quick in appealing to the minority in Parliament, especially because we are going into an election. Let's not create any drama around this. You are big beneficiaries of the project. If your people's roads are good, I know Honorable Dafiana Paul's area, automatically, no matter how hard MPP works, it's not very easy for the party in government to win some of those seats. So automatically, people from those areas, there is no 2 ways about it. These machines may not necessarily change your destiny, let me put it that way, in your constituency. The machine is only coming to improve the lives of the people within your community. Even though as MPP, the MPP will take the glory, all right, for being the party that in government they managed to bring this equipment to the districts. The fear that people have expressed, Randy, over the period also have been that this equipment under President Kufuor, some graders were given, and the rate at which some of them broke down, and some of them were not used properly. They were not used for the purpose for which they were given to the assemblies. That fear had been addressed by trying to put together a committee, a management committee, and the management committee of these equipment is going to be the experts, the roads and highways people within the district, all these people who are within the decentralized process in the district, plus a military officer. The military officer, I know where the equipment are coming from, so when I heard that there will be a military officer on the committee, then I concluded that the military officer's presence will be more of instilling discipline within the use of the equipment than going to scare anybody or pull anybody.
Is it not because of the involvement of the 48 Engineers Regiment?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The bringing in of the 48 engineers, we could have even relied on the road ministry and the urban roads and things to assist us, and because they all have officers. But I am saying this from my angle that knowing who is supplying this equipment, the military coming in for me will be more of discipline, instilling discipline so that nobody will take these equipment to his farm, or because some of them, there are tippers, there are things, before you could say jack, somebody, quote and unquote, may be misbehaving with them. And because they know that the blame will always go to the political head, he goes to maybe use a tipper truck to cut sand to his building site or his other place, and you come and blame government anyway. Government doesn't want any of these challenges to be on its hand or whoever is going to manage on this. And so I strongly believe that having a military officer on it will not necessarily be because we don't have enough engineers and things to manage the process, but the military way of doing things, if brought on board, will help. So it's helping everybody, and I believe that our fears may be allayed in the process. If we all hear something that is not going properly, we will all talk about it. We'll raise them and make sure that these equipment serve the purpose for which they were brought in. But the fear of our brothers in Parliament, the opposition in Parliament, please allay those fears. I don't believe this thing is going to make you look too bad, especially people like Honorable.
Okay. Rani,
Yes.
Some quick rebuttals. One, the source of funding for this equipment is not from the central government vote. It's from monies that are statutorily supposed to go to the District Assembly's Common Fund for disbursement to the assemblies. So don't make fetish out of this, my brother. This was approved by Parliament. If Parliament has refused to approve that formula, that would have been the end of this. So don't take away.
So to help
yes.
everybody,
yes.
What is the source of funding to the DACF?
The source of funding is the tax revenue.
Is that consolidated?
No. Total tax revenue, a percentage of it, supposed to be devoted to be distributed to the assembly.
Enshrined in law.
That's right. In fact, in the constitution.
Right.
Randy, this argument is completely flawed.
No.
Completely flawed.
I listened to you in silence, so can you do so in silence?
Finish.
Exactly. And under law, the distribution formula is approved by Parliament. So if Parliament has refused to approve this formula, government could have gone ahead. Or if government were minded to go ahead, they would have looked for the funding from somewhere else. So that is the fact. So don't let us mix these facts. Two, I have a big problem with a certain management committee that has been supposedly set up to manage this. It has no basis in law. In fact, every activity undertaken within our district assemblies is enshrined in Act 936, the Local Governance Act. All right, Randy, 2019. Now, that law does not contemplate the creation of such a committee. Why are we suddenly bringing the military into our everyday management affairs? What is the role of the military in this?
But the 48 engineers regiment.
What is the role of the 48 engineers in this matter?
We know they do construction.
No, but so
they build bridges.
So let them do so within the military setup.
No, but the state can deploy them anytime.
You see, the deployment is not about their expertise in carrying out those civil works, but it's about management.
You mean their inclusion
in the committee? Okay. Yes. What is the rule? Now, Randy, we have a committee at the district assemblies called Sub-Works Committee. It is this Sub-Works Committee that oversees all constructional works within the administrative jurisdiction of the assemblies, and he has a chairman. So why can't this committee handle the management of this equipment at the assembly? You want to make? He is talking about politics. You are making the DCEs the chairman of this committee. That is politics right from the word go. And a lot of these DCEs are also parliamentary candidates. And yet you don't want to include the MPs who actually did the approval. Now, who would the DCE be reporting to if you have issues? The DCE will report to himself. Randy, if the DCE, who is the chairman of this so-called management committee, will be reporting to himself as the head of administration of the assembly, you don't have a place for the district coordinating director, who is the principal spending officer of the assembly, pursuant to Act 921, 2019, the Public Financial Management Act. You don't have the district finance officer. You don't even have the district budget officer. And you also don't have a place for the district engineer who is supposed to supervise and superintend over all civil works within the administrative jurisdiction of the assembly. Neither have you included the planning officer of the district. You are bringing total strangers to come and manage an equipment that is supposed to function within the assembly's jurisdiction, merely supervised by the district chief executive. So if we have issues, where do you go with the issues? You've taken out all the assembly technocrats. So Randy, the structure for me is defective. The setup, the composition of this management committee is defective in terms of the composition, and is defective because it has no basis in law. Let us do these things well. Third, it's not true that we haven't had problems. Graders have always been given to the assemblies. He mentioned that President Kufuor era, it was done. President Mahama's era, every assembly got a grader. In addition, they got concrete mixers. In addition, they got water tankers. Some got water tankers and sprinklers like it's being done now. And this was done, Randy, this was done sometime in May 2016. Just a couple of months. Just similar to this one before the elections. So when this administration took office freshly in 2017, all these machines, Randy, as we speak, they've all vanished from the assemblies. We can't find them. We can't find these graders. So the question is, what is the durability of a grader? What is the lifespan of a grader? That graders were supplied under President Kufuor, they have vanished. Graders were supplied to the assemblies under Nurse Mahama, they have vanished. Now new graders will have to be supplied by President Akufo-Addo to the assemblies. And we are creating a certain management structure for it. So I have a problem that we are not asking the assemblies to take charge. And the fourth, there's an IGF potential for this equipment. IGF in the sense that this equipment can be deployed to generate revenue for the assemblies. They can work to clear building sites for individuals. They can work to clear private roads. They can work to clear private building sites. They can work to carry building materials for private people for a certain fee to be determined. The determination of the fee to pay will have to be done by the assembly as part of their fees and charges by law. So this new committee that they have set up has no role to play, with all due respect. It has no legal basis. And I intend to go speak with the minister regarding this matter. Oh, all right. Yes. So we need to do the proper thing. Let's allow the committees already in existence within the assembly administration structure take charge. Let's have guidelines for the use of the machines. Let's have some do's and don'ts. Some policy guidelines as to how the machines can be deployed. I am also informed that some amount of money will be allocated for ab initio for the management of the funds, about 1 million Ghana cedis. How is that going to be applied? The DC, who is the head of the assembly, will also be the head of the management committee. So, like I said, he will spend the money and report to himself at Ezeko. So there are structural problems with the money of the issue. Okay. So as for the shine, I can tell him that the shine stays with Parliament. And that's where it stays. The shine stays with Parliament. Right, but I pray that politics is taken out of this, because if you make the DC the head, and he's also a candidate, and you have an MP who is also a candidate, right from the word go, you are creating a problem.
So the editor of the Accra Times newspaper, who is also the dean of the Parliamentary Press Corps, Simon, yes. He sent this one. He says he sent me a document, the Hansard of Parliament. Yeah. And it says that, so that's what's on your screen, the relevant portion.
Yeah.
It says this document shows clearly that the decision was championed by Parliament and Administrator of the Common Fund. So it was sad the President didn't acknowledge the role of Parliament for this wonderful decision that would inure to the benefit of the country. And so it says that as per the Auditor, so this is the Hansard of Parliament, as per the Auditor General's report for 2018 to 2021, an amount of 3,573,580,684 cedis represents shortfalls to the Common Fund releases. This and any amount that will be accrued in 2022-2023 as shortfall in Common Fund releases per the Auditor General's report, together with any interest to be realized from investment placement, as well as outstanding amount 181,970,393 cedis and 2 pesos from 2014 releases would be applied to complete all ongoing approved projects by Parliament, such as MMDA's assembly buildings, local government service training schools at Akumada Institute of Local Government Studies, and Madina and Tamale state-of-the-art medical facility for Parliament, courts and bungalow for the judiciary, construction/renovation of RCCs and other office blocks, purchasing of lands for MMDA's projects, construction of toilets and boreholes, fumigators, evacuation of landfill sites, purchase of street lights, desks and chairs for busy schools, drains and roads, and procurement of earth-moving equipment. So this thing is the purchase of street lights, desk, chairs for busy schools, drains and roads, and procurement of earth-moving equipment for the MMDAs, etc. So he says that this is what is in the Hansard, and this is where the decision as far as the use of the Common Fund emanates from. I don't know about the state-of-the-art medical facility and the courts and bungalows for the judiciary. I don't know if
they are built
by the DACF. So it
also
means that
approved by Parliament.
So it means that all these things that were done by Parliament is what is being implemented with the DACF.
Yes.
Okay.
From the area.
Okay, that's fine.
Why so far haven't they taken credit for the courts? Because the courts, a lot of them.
No,
but Randy,
no,
let me. You said I should be quiet for you to finish. You have finished, so let me go on. But this taking credit for things Parliament has approved. I was just asking somebody somewhere before I came here. Are you also telling us that you take credit for those ones that went bad also? Is that what you're saying?
But you
Parliament approves everything.
Unless
there is, please, unless there is something that did not go to Parliament. We know that all international, all these things, Get Fund, everything is approved by Parliament, right? So we use Get Fund to build, for example, E-blocks. And you say, oh, John Mahama does not deserve the credit for the E-blocks. It is Parliament that approved the formula for Get Fund to build E-blocks.
Is this not a bit different?
No, the Parliament approved. He's talking about Parliament approving the thing, and for that matter, that's what you just read. And for that matter,
what I read,
if Parliament approved and the credit goes to Parliament, what will go to who?
Just hold on, Chief. I thought that what I read was not a parliamentary approval.
Said they answered.
Yes.
And his argument, Honorable Dafiameko's argument is that these emanated from the committee.
Can I please explain something?
Okay.
When the executive takes something to Parliament, say the executive says that I want to build this, and I will use this to build it, and Parliament approves it. That's different from Parliament realizing that from the Auditor General's report, there is a shortfall of what should have gone to the fund as approved by Parliament. And then Parliament asking that all those funds that have not been provided, even from a 2014, what I read, even a 2014 181 million cedis and all, they should be applied on this specific project.
Yes.
So it is not as if the executive came to Parliament with a document and says that I want to apply these monies on this specific project, so approve them for me. What I read rather suggests that as a result of what was contained in the Auditor General's report, the Parliamentary Committee on Local Government then recommended that all these monies plus interest and everything should be applied on this specific projects. So I think that that is different.
So Randy, was
from
that cast in stone? If government, for example, like you said, you dated it back as far back as 2014, there were shortfalls, right? That's
181 million, that's what I read.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, the issues were discussed. Government says, yes, the DACF we have to pay. And what made them have a backlog of 181 million from 2014 still persists and is worse because of the global recession. For that matter, we haven't been able to meet it. Parliament will say no because we have said it. What I'm trying to question here is not, I'm not challenging Parliament. What I'm saying is that I don't have a problem with they wanting to take the shine, some part of the shine. Not the shine, they robbing themselves with a success story. Everybody does that. Everybody wants to be friend to Randy because Randy is successful and he wants to be your friend, right? So I don't have a problem they wanting to be Randy's friend because he's successful. Nanado is successful. We welcome you all. But what we are saying is that, when you approve the things according to you, if you approve and it means that you are responsible, could we also hold you responsible for the things that you have given or you have approved or you have Randy, what word would I use for what they did? They tickled government to go and look for the money to come and do it. No, you can't. You can't until I finish. Let me finish. But you told me to keep quiet, and I kept quiet. I am saying that if this is what he didn't allow me to land, and I'm saying what I am not going around. I'm saying what I wanted to say before he interjected. And he's the host. I can't do anything to him. But what I'm saying is, you are approving things, plenty, everything. So DACF sends money, get fund. It's the same thing. The structure also is given in law. Like you say, you are quoting law. I'm not a lawyer. But the law says give money to get fund. So they gave money to get fund. Get fund builds E-blocks. So the credit is not to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. West. Randy. West. BOG builds a hospital. John Mahama takes credit. And I initially challenged these things. The argument is that he was the president when BOG made a decision. Maritime Hospital, he took the credit. So all I'm trying to say is that even the ones that had nothing to do with him, he has taken all the credit. And now Parliament goes to approve something for the people of Ghana. What did you think you were going to do in Parliament when you were voted? You're going to look at these things and ensure that they are done. So if you go and ensure that they are done, you have actually just done your work. But the government that ensured that the thing is done. And now you are impugning something.
They haven't done their work.
That is what I'm saying. You've done your work as MPs. The government has also done its work as government. And what I am saying is, assume now they are afraid to just go direct and say, do this, do that. So you come and take the shine and say, go and bring costs. And who is the supplier? And the supplier. I listened to some of them.
They are not legitimate questions.
They are. They have the right, but they did the work. And so they have to know how the thing was spent, right? So when they ask, right. But what I am saying is that they have the right to do all these things. But you are trying to claim the credit. That is why I have a problem with them. That you are saying that, oh, we initiated the thing. It was our idea. It's true, really? Randy. Okay. So this is the point. Let me land. I've written when you said I should keep quiet. I kept quiet and started writing. Look, he mentioned the fact that machines vanished. The equipment, the old equipment. You see, in fact, when I'm dealing with the lawyers, I'm a lot more careful. But when the lawyer comes to sit in the studio and says the machines have vanished, he is an MP. He hasn't raised any question about them. And I don't believe you, Randy, you are aware that machines have just vanished into thin air in assemblies. If anything like that, he as an MP and his team, they never questioned and come and sit in studio and throw it out there. You know that, Randy, has always been my problem on this show. I always say the thing is something is in court, and you come and tell me that Kenke seller to do what with it? That's all the issues I've been raising with the NDC. You do propaganda with virtually everything. Stop that. Put it aside and let's discuss the issues as they are. Good news. We have bad roads in most of the areas, and I'm happy I am talking on this show with an MP from not within these your Accra good areas. Accra has bad areas, but you are an MP from outside. So you will be experienced in the thing we are discussing now. You will have areas with terrible roads. And now something has been brought to improve the lives of your people. And I am happy for you because you get some of the shine. And you are not happy. And I'm worried. I'm worried about this. You see, and besides he saying machines have vanished. Look, Randy, he said in one vein that the government is wrong by putting in a committee because the government may be afraid that we have a history in maybe the machines not being managed properly. Some MCE, like he himself said, if MCE says go and grade some corner, some private land, who can challenge him per se, quote and unquote? And by the time he gets to the authorities, he would have gone to do it. Machines will be breaking down day and night. But we put together a committee. Yes, he is chairing, but he doesn't have final authority. Made sure that all the relevant agencies of government who are within the district are there. The MCE can co-opt anybody. He can call any of his officials. Our engineer, there is this meeting discussing A, B, C, D, E, F. The MCE is a figurehead there, and he has workers under him. If you put the engineer there, he has to go and listen and come and tell the MCE. And the MCE will have to now make a decision and then back and forth. But the MCE is there. If he needs his engineer, he goes to the meeting with him. If he needs somebody else, he goes to the meeting. I believe the structure is very good. They are not giving it to somebody to go and put it somewhere. And like he himself said, in one vein you said the committee is bad. In another vein you say it will end up on people's farms. What are we talking about?
Okay.
So please, I believe in the new structure that put the thing under a committee. And when the something goes wrong, we will ask. And fortunately, the chairman of the committee is the MCE. He is answerable to his appointer, or how do you call it? The person who appointed him, right? So if he goes to misbehave or the committee, something goes wrong with the committee, the president may not necessarily have too much control over the other states of agency. I said not necessarily. He has control over everybody. But he has direct control over his MCE. He can order him and say, MCE, this thing was put there. You are supposed to oversee the committee working on it. And for that matter, come and answer to me. So I believe the structure cures some of the mischief earlier. They are always talking about some ambulance that was used to carry cement. And anywhere you meet NDC people, these things keep coming. There is an arrangement to cure things like this. The person says, I took the ambulance to workshop, and the workshop people took whatever it happened. That's not what we are discussing here. But there is a solution to cure some of those challenges. That one too, my people have a problem with it. And as for me, I cannot understand them unless they have any further explanations to give to us. I will not be able to understand all these things.
All right. Okay. So Uncle from Takrady sent me this one. He says, for your kind information, supplying such types of equipment to MMDAs is not a new phenomenon, except that this came with an elaborate ceremony and drama. It says between 2009 and 2010, similar equipment were supplied to MMDAs through payments from the District Assembly Common Fund. They ultimately all broke down or were not properly managed. Principally, the MMDAs hardly had proper budget lines and funds to run these machines and intended road constructions. Road construction contracts were determined and given in Accra all the time. Ultimately, communities who wanted their community roads to be reshaped were mainly asked to contribute fuel to power all works by the machines, or the machines were mostly rented out to contractors, etc. In time, such machines would ought to have many years of useful lives, soon broke down or got stranded in some remote areas. Unless the MMDAs are to be dedicated to dealing with certain categories of roads and works with distinct budgetary provisions from central government, that's specifically removed from the Roads Ministry, this new program and equipment may not deliver much positive results.
Randy?
Yes.
I hate belaboring the point.
Please don't.
You don't set up your own question and answer them and go to town. I have never said anywhere here that the machines that have been supplied won't serve my purpose. So stop saying that I'm not happy. In any case, I spent money as MP, my common fund, to grade the roads. You can check the records. So I don't like this sort of debate. I've made the point, I've quoted the law for you, that these machines have been procured to be utilized by the assemblies. You are setting up a committee that has no basis in law. When there's a problem, where do you fix liability? And you're saying that you have a belief in it. You don't talk like that. Argue whether what I'm saying is anchored in the law. I've quoted the law, quoted the provisions for you. So let the committee that is set up in law and the assemblies take charge. That is my point. You are saying that by a policy, a certain committee must work. I have asked you, how does the DC report to himself? You haven't addressed that question. 2, you are making the point that Parliament is in the business of approval. You are refused to appreciate how the Common Fund is set up. The Common Fund is not a creation of the executive. It's a creation of the Constitution. They report directly to Parliament. So whatever programs of activities they want to undertake is subject to the approval of Parliament. That is the point I'm making.
Yeah, you
understand? Hold on.
That's the point we are making here.
I'm
not discussing the legality.
We
are discussing the issue and what you said about
the debate must be set up in law. That in law, the Common Fund Administrator is subject to Parliament's oversight.
So you approve the formula,
yes,
which included these things.
Yes.
What we are discussing, Randy, what we are arguing on is not the approval or the issue. We are saying here
can I finish?
Whatever has been
in silence, my brother.
To them, they are approved. They want to take the shine, they can take some. The credit setting to whoever is due.
Can I make the point?
Okay. I am not challenging legality and all that. So put legalities aside and let's discuss the matter.
But the argument must be made.
He just made a statement to contradict himself. He said, I spent money and he did this. So I will put mine in quotes to grade my roads. Which money?
I said common fund.
No, exactly. That's the point I'm making. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That when he said it, then he said common fund. And I'm saying he is contradicting himself by saying I spend money to grade the road. Now you are being provided the grader, everything, and you are being given fuel and everything. It still hasn't taken your grader, your common fund allocation from you. So now you have all the equipment you need to run your road, to grade your road and do whatever, and still get your common fund to help. You are helping your community.
Okay. I am not saying any of the things you are saying. I am not. I am looking at the structure, that there is a history in managing this equipment. It appears that every day the Auditor General will flag the management and the problems that we have had. We are not learning from it. If you put such a committee in place, the committee has no basis in law. If they have to audit the utilization of their machines tomorrow, how would that be carried out? That is my point. We haven't addressed that. So leave the propaganda, my brother. As for the machines, government upon government, they supply it all the time. But we don't feel it. Now, the issue about Parliament and its approval. Yes, Parliament is in the business. We don't take money. It's the executive that takes money. So should we also say that the executive collects the tax, so they should desist from taking credit for what they apply the taxes for? If you want to reduce the argument simplistically, it may appear so, but it is not that simplistic. So when Parliament, in the exercise of its mandate, does something that is as good as this, I think the credit should go to Parliament. Because the money, the DACF could have decided to just release the monies to the Assembly to apply it to their whatever projects they want to undertake, depending on their circumstances on the ground. But Parliament says, apply it, because questions that come to Parliament, directed at the road minister, it's a chunk about road construction, rehabilitation, maintenance, graveling, all the feeder roads. not even
I guess Simon's point was that he found it odd that the president didn't have a line to
at least give them some
to recognize Parliament in view of the fact that Parliament gave the specific directives on how those outstanding monies should be spent, what they should be spent on.
They want credit.
He didn't give.
You have done well.
And he also started like that. That is how come I said that.
No, you spoke first. I was only rebutting what you said.
Parliament ought to be commended for this. So it's that simple. If Parliament, if you won't comment Parliament, it's fine.
Let's move
on.
Parliament, thank you well for your work, for doing your work.
So
we are grateful.
We hope that the machines will be applied for the purpose for which they be deployed.
Let me clear something quickly before I take a break. What is this whole thing about the speaker upsetting the majority with respect to adjourning Parliament sine die?
I have also
I'm just seeing some reports that the majority has petitioned the speaker to recall Parliament to deal with some specific issues.
Okay, it's not actually a petition. If they are calling it a petition, I'll be done.
That's my word.
Yes. No, they actually, I've seen the letter. They themselves, the statement, they say the petition.
Okay.
But it doesn't make sense that Parliament, we have a calendar, Randy. We have a calendar according to which Parliament functions. We were to have resumed sometime late May. The majority, the leader of government business didn't see fit to program business for us, for Speaker to summon Parliament early. Parliament was summoned back on 11th of June. And by our calendars, by the end of July, Parliament ought to go on recess. So whichever business that they think they had from between 11th of June to 30th of July, the businesses that they've mentioned in their release, Brandy, couldn't we have taken those businesses? Time was in June. When we go to Parliament, you will see like 10 members of the majority in the House. And if you recall, every Friday, persons like myself, the Honorable Member for Boli, Honorable Yusuf Suleimana, and the Honorable Mutala, will lament the absence of the majority members on the floor of the House, and actually urge Speaker to urge them to return to the House so we can do business. On several occasions, you must have heard that I am named as Merchant of Quorum. I will raise issues of quorum because the majority simply won't attend to the House for us to do business. Then, when it is about a week to rising, you then begin to pile businesses, some that are as old as 2 years. Randy, are you aware that we passed bills that were not supposed to be taken under certificate of urgency sometime within 3 days? We just passed the Ghana Shippers Authority Act. We did it within 3 days. We were urged that there's something urgent about this. We needed to meet some international requirements. So we needed that legislation in place. We did it for them. We passed the affirmative action. Speaker himself will sit in that seat sometimes 11 p.m. in the House, conducting affairs. If there's any gratitude, they have to extend that gratitude to Speaker first of all. Every single business, Randy, check the records and see the number of minority members that will be in the House as late as 10 p.m. vis-a-vis the number of majority members that will straddle the majority front bench for us to conduct government business. We were always outnumbering them by 2 to 1. But we supported them to do government business. And so when we rise on Tuesday, nearly after 4 p.m., I think what you should do, the appropriate thing is to approach Speaker and say that, look, there are some outstanding matters that we think that we could take before.
So I've actually seen the memo.
Yes.
Which is dated 31st July 2024.
Yes.
And the subject,
yes,
requisition for an extraordinary parliamentary session
yes,
to Article 1123 of the Constitution and Standing Order 53.
Yes.
And it reads, Right Honorable Speaker, respectfully on behalf of myself and the requisite number of members of parliament from the majority caucus, I have the honor to address you on a matter of utmost national importance in accordance with Article 1123 of the Constitutional Republic of Ghana, 1992, and Standing Order 53 of the Parliament of Ghana. We hereby formally requisition an extraordinary session of Parliament. The signatories of members making this request are hereto attached. And it starts with a legal basis for the request. So it does the 1123 and the Standing Order 53.1, and then Standing Order 53.2, and Standing Order 57.3, and then Standing Order 58.4. And it says urgent matters for consideration. We respectfully request that upon recall of the House, the following urgent government business be deliberated upon and transacted. 1, motion on a financing agreement between the Government of Ghana and the International Development Association for an amount of $250 million for the Ghana Energy Sector Recovery Program. 2, request for tax exemptions for designated beneficiaries under the One District, One Factory Program. 3, Ghana Financial Stability Fund, an IDA facility of $250 million. And then 4, bills. Budget Bill 2023, Rent Bill 2023, University of Local Governance and Development Bill 2024, Environmental Protection Bill 2024, Social Protection Bill 2024, Interstate Succession Bill 2022, Chartered Institute of Reconstruction and Insolvency Practitioners Bill 2023, Ghana Industrial Property Office Bill 2024, National Petroleum Authority Bill 2024. Context and justification. Mr. Speaker, I recall that Parliament adjourned Sine Die on Tuesday, 30th July 2024, at which time the aforementioned items had been duly advertised and scheduled for consideration. The urgency of these matters necessitates our reconvening to fulfill our constitutional mandate and serve the interests of the Ghanaian people. We wish to emphasize that this requisition is made in the utmost good faith and in the national interest to enable the government to discharge its constitutional and democratic obligations to the people of Ghana. The matters outlined herein are of pressing importance and require the urgent attention of Parliament. Considering the constitutional and statutory provisions cited above and in the exercise of our rights as members of Parliament, we respectfully urge you to summon Parliament for an extraordinary session within the stipulated 7-day period. We stand ready to provide any additional information or clarification that may be required and look forward to your favorable consideration of this request, counting on your usual cooperation, sir.
Now, what is silent is that how long are they asking Speaker to summon Parliament? For how many days? Because to summon Parliament out of recess, it must be specific. Sometimes it is for a day. Now, the toll businesses that they've listed, how are we supposed to consider this in a day? Or 2 days, or a couple of days, or for a week? They needed to specify that. In any case, rather, I'm saying, how does a bill, a 2022 bill, suddenly become urgent in July 2024? How does the 2023 bill that they have slept, they slept over, suddenly become a matter of urgent in August 2024? And all the other matters that they spoke about, this tax waiver, they brought a request for a tax waiver totaling $334 million in respect of some 40-something companies that they listed as being part of the One District, One Factory project. We've been asking them, as part of our new standing orders, the budget committee is mandated to do an economic impact analysis of these tax waivers. The referral has been made to the committee. The committee is here to sit, to make those analyses and bring a report. So what is urgent about these tax waivers? That they are all over the place about the tax waivers. What exactly is the secret about these tax waivers? What is it? Again, the social protection bill. This bill has been there for so long. You never prioritize. We are not leaders of government business. You are. You never prioritize this. You prioritize the affirmative action bill. Speaker sat throughout the night and got it passed for you in a matter of days. That is all you prioritized. When you knew that we were rising on Tuesday. Every other business that you prioritize. The interstate succession bill, we worked on it last year. I was part of the committee that went to work on it. And we are at the consideration stage. It's been advertised for the past 6 months. You are interested in tax waivers. You are not interested in passing that legislation. Suddenly, why do you want to blackmail Speaker with an interstate succession bill that is at the stage of consideration but it's in abeyance for now. So they must they must give some gratitude, show some gratitude to Speaker for the way he supports their business, and stop this blackmail in the media and trying to bastardize Speaker, try to paint him as somebody who doesn't support government business. It's unacceptable. And I think that as a minority, we will take a cue. Anytime we go and we don't have the numbers, we'll raise quorum and go. So that the record will bear that the people who are crying that they have expeditious and urgent business to do, they themselves are not interested in coming to the house to do the business. We'll do that.
So the relevant provisions, you were talking about duration.
Yes.
The relevant provisions talk about a meeting.
Yes.
A meeting.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Randy. Parliament and the parliamentarians are all politicians. I only have taken one cue, and I've taken it as a personal advice to myself. When you are angry at something or somebody, think of tomorrow. I mean, that's my position, a personal position, that now the MPP needs, or MPP believes, they have certain priority bills that they must pass. It's not so. Ready? They must pass those bills. You have a speaker within the regime who, even though is very helpful, is also, if you push him harder, he will fall on the left and will not fall on the right, even though he's standing in the middle. If you had a brother in the boat and there is challenges, he will not jump into the water and swim and leave you. I believe the word to the wise is enough. Next time, they should think twice before they show their anger. Also, Honorable, you are in Parliament. All these things government believe must be done are things that affect the people of Ghana, apart from a few, like you mentioned, some tax waiver and things. And even before a tax waiver is contemplated, I want to believe that the project involved may have one thing or the other to do with some public interest, and therefore they are worth considering. But the people that we are begging, we are pleading with to come and queue, stand on the sun and vote for us, have a social protection bill in Parliament. And I want to believe, if we thought about them, we will reconsider and see what we can do with them. I'm not accusing you, so there's nothing to rebut.
No, I'm not rebutting. I just want to make additional points. Randy, you see the way he's speaking. He's speaking persuasively.
I thought you said you are not rebutting what
No, I'm not rebutting. I'm saying you are speaking persuasively. Is it not nice that when we rose on Friday night, at least you give Speaker like a week, all of us a week, to go and turn around in our constituencies before you do this, or even 2 weeks. You do this a day after we rose. You understand?
Yeah.
Because for the
you
past
see, you are a
months,
parliamentarian.
Yeah.
I don't know what the leadership were discussing
The
behind the
negotiations.
scenes. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What we are hearing is what is in the public domain. So as to whether the majority leader approached Speaker to appeal that Speaker,
When you finish, I
if
will
you want to
explain.
go, don't go. Wait until we do A, B, C, D. And maybe Speaker said, oh, I will continue and go. Whatever the conversation had been before, the majority leaders look, from some of the publications, it seems he is outraged by the rise of Parliament. He wasn't too happy with it because I want to believe some conversation would have been going on. I don't know for a fact, but I want to believe that for him to not to be happy with Parliament rising at a time like this, we from outside, we know that this is a campaigning time. So you people will need time. The MPs, you will need time. I'm withdrawing you people.
No, I appreciate
it. Doesn't show respect to
it's
the
okay.
honorable
You
men.
people, it's okay.
But the honorable MPs would want time to go and campaign. So it's right. And like you said, I believe that some of these conversations, you are champions of what we call Jojo. You are champions of the democracy we have in Ghana here. And I believe that if there's anything that affects the people that needs to be looked at immediately, we prioritize the people over our person. Is what we have. You have sworn to do. I haven't sworn anything, so I can decide. But you have sworn to put me first before yourself.
To prioritize your concerns.
To put me first before yourself. So I'm expecting that, especially the things of public interest. If there is anything there, like the approval of, I think the ministers are still outstanding, right?
No.
They are done. Okay, but the things that will affect...
I heard that small.
you push them small and then you did it.
I went to cut over it.
Okay, so whatever the situation is, if there is anything there that needs immediate action, you are obliged by your own words and your own. That's why Jehovah Witness people will not promise.
Yes,
you have promised to prioritize me over yourself, and even though they said you should say it, and you said it, you have said it. So go and prioritize me over you. Go and let's make sure that these things are done. But if there are critical things there, I've been reading around it. Why I saw some appointments that are outstanding. So if you have dealt with this one, then maybe online it hasn't been captured yet. But let's do them. It will help everybody. And you go to your constituencies and you are working. Maybe from the petition that has been sent to the speaker, it may be grounded in law, but I like one thing the Honorable Dafia Mekbo said. Sometimes the personal engagements and things solve the problems better and faster. So even though speaker have received this, I believe that they should consider we the people who are following you and go and do the right thing. It shouldn't be a majority thing. If they want to use it also as a tool to fight, even though they have the right to use those tools, if you use the tools against us, fine. By next week, we would have understood what is going on, and we will come and sit again and begin to fire at you for not thinking of the people of Ghana.
Okay. We'll take a break. When we return, the National Security Minister is speaking about the Judiciary and elections 2024. And this comes 48 hours after a decision by the courts involving a trial that many see as political.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay.
Momo? Yes. Oh, yes.
Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN.
Bet. Blast. Exclusively on Betway. Win up to 300% more when you play FlyX with Win Boost from Betway. Betway, get way more.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm afraid Missy Way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Judy said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling ye. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Baby, a sanya would be here. Nanso, yare timi sapa dom yare.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Here is to the friends who took the chance with no regrets. Investors no more hating fortune. To the health workers who diagnosed lacks every move. And then to the hard guy who couldn't hold his emotions. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hand-earned stitches into a bundle of joy. And now,
Here is to you. Your next big win is right here. From 1st July 2024, dial *712 hash. Akosua 12 tickets as a group, individual, to win in the community draw or the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with *712 hash.
Created by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still with me on the show, I have Roxanne and Ernest with me on the program. But I also could. I could some be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control of every thrilling bet you play. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It's not for persons under 18 and is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go and grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. And you can reach Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 055 001 0000. All right, so the National Security Minister, Albert Kandapa, is worried about what he calls a lack of trust in the country's judiciary by politicians. Okay, so this is actually coming, it says lack of faith in Ghana's judiciary troubling for electoral integrity. And, well, we all know about the ruling last Tuesday by the Court of Appeal by 2-1 majority, acquitting and discharging the accused persons in the famous or infamous ambulance trial of all the charges leveled against them, or in fact on the issue of whether there's a case to be opened or not. Now, the National Security Minister says commentary by political actors ahead of the December 7 polls leaves much to be desired. And speaking at a forum in Accra, Albert Kandapa said politicians should not run down the judiciary. We may for the first time experience a situation where none of the major political parties will be willing to explore the courts to address their grievances. Indeed, I've heard some senior people in the political space saying that they have lost faith in the courts' ability to address their concerns when it comes to elections. So this can create a situation that can set the stage for chaos. And it underscores the need for us to build a robust and transparent electoral system. And it underscores the need for us to build a robust and transparent electoral system where results coming from same will be acceptable by all parties. The Minister further urged citizens to prioritize peace in the upcoming polls. Ghanaians must also be aware of their responsibilities. They must not allow themselves to be used by politicians who lose elections. Peace is very expensive and sometimes you have to make sacrifices one time or the other to maintain it. So may nobody participate in violence. So those who lose accept it peacefully. So the last time that the National Security Minister was speaking about the judiciary, that's when he said that if it always goes in one favor, it creates a certain impression. 9-0 in one favor, it creates a certain impression. Now he says that we may for the first time experience a situation where none of the major political parties will be willing to explore the courts to address their grievances. And he says something interesting here. Quote, and it underscores the need for us. And it underscores the need for us to build a robust and transparent electoral system where results coming from same will be acceptable by all parties. What do you make of this coming from the man who obviously is privy to all security reports?
Thank you, Randy. This issue of the national security Minister raising, you know where it's coming from, right? I don't have to tell you.
Where?
You know about the unanimous 11s and but the other one. There's one. Unanimous 11 and what?
Unanimous 9.
Yeah, unanimous 9 or something. And all the statements made around the judiciary in an attempt to, I don't know the objective behind it, but I believe somebody wants to run down the judiciary to attempt to do what?
But he, the minister himself, in speaking about the judiciary, once said that when all the time the judgments go one way, it creates a certain impression.
Does it mean that even if you lose a case,
I'm just saying,
the judiciary should twist it?
You don't get the point I'm making. I'm saying
no,
that
I get
when you said that, you said that the impression I got was that the criticism of the judiciary is just from one side. And I was just...
And this one is not...
And I was just informed, I was just telling you, reminding you, just in case you forgotten, that the National Security Minister himself is on record to have also said something similar.
If you ask me this, I will say this is an apple versus some pear or something.
Okay.
Yeah, they look alike. They are never the same. He's talking about the cases going one way all the time. It doesn't mean that if I lose, for example, I went to court, the NDC went to court, and they say adduce evidence. They said, oh, unless I bring Randy, you bring Randy by force. That one, you will lose. If you lose and you say unanimous whatever, are you telling me that's what the National Security Minister meant by the thing always going one side? Or you go to court again, you send all your evidence, they sit on it, they give you a judgment, you read, big time lawyers like Honorable are there. After you've read the thing and you say, oh, like they always tell us, they can disagree, right, with the judgment. Like the Attorney General just did. The judgment is against me, but I don't agree, so I'm going further up. You can do that. But to come and say that, oh, all the judges are this, the judges are that, they are politically motivated or whatever, that is what is wrong. And I don't believe that's what the National Security Minister sought to say, that the cases are going always to one side. I don't believe he is saying that if every day I take you to court and I have a stronger case and the law backs me and I win, I am wrong.
So what
the judges are wrong.
What was he saying?
That's exactly what you read. That the cases, if the cases are going to one side, I am also challenging the import or the brain behind it, because I don't know why he said that, but I'm challenging that. What if you have genuinely lost? Because I know judges will want to back whatever they are saying with the law, even if he's wrong. He backs it with the law, right? And when he backed it with the law and I disagree with him, the processes make provision for me to take the next step. Is that not it? Is that not what happened in the Just and the Jakpa case? And the Attorney General said, I haven't gone to the end yet. I'm going to the Supreme Court. If he goes to the Supreme Court and whether he loses or wins, a review could be done. So we are not at the end. And me, what I'm challenging is sometimes the fact that it is Randy who said it cannot always be the right thing or the wrong thing. Yeah, people will say, oh, it is Randy who said it, and because of your reputation, it is sacrosanct to somebody. But some people will also say, no, it is Randy who said it, but what of this? And that is what I'm saying. So if you win, you win. If you believe that there's something untoward about the judgment and you disagree, you go to the next phase. As simple as that. And so all these judgments and things we are talking about, if you fuse in with this, our current case, he said he's going to the Supreme Court. Any problem with that? No. I don't believe he's breaking any law by saying Attorney General is going further. Somebody, I've read so many articles on this. Some people are saying, forget it. You have 3 months. Go and focus on your election and go and win your election and forget it. But me, I asked a simple question. What is this, my interest in this? My interest in this is ambulance. Is that not it? As to who brought it, how it got here. So with this judgment, if it is really acquitted and discharged, I'm not a lawyer, but what I'm saying is, me, my interest is, where is the ambulance then? Has any judgment been made on it? Wasn't the judge obliged to make any statement on this? I don't know what the legal issues are.
What was taken to court is what the judges have ruled on. Yes.
So me, my simple question as the ordinary man on the street is, if I fall here, where is the ambulance? Did they take money to bring ambulance?
So same question, if, assuming that they were put to jail, where's the ambulance?
So the question is, if we decided, I don't know what the judgment would have been.
No, that's why I said, what was taken to court?
If the judgment was that,
yes,
okay, whatever the situation is, let's hold. Whoever has to supply ambulance, they said what you supplied is not fit for purpose. So go and bring it. bring us what we requested for, and give us whatever has to be in it within this space of time. To me, the man on the street, I have achieved my
But the state from day one has never shown any interest in what you are saying.
You are talking about the state. I'm talking about the ordinary man on the street, the man in his
But
constituency.
the state is supposed to act on our behalf.
So the state had gone to act on your behalf. The state said they have caused financial loss. The judge said that it is not on him to answer this question, right?
Yes.
What I am asking is whether it is the state, whether it is, now the minister is the state. So whether it is parliament, or they are part of the state. They enjoy the good, so they should enjoy the bad too. Whoever has to make sure these ambulances are here. The cocoa seller, the wache seller, whose taxes have gone, will be going to pay this loan that has been acquired. His interest is that if I need an ambulance and I make the call, it must come. Where is our ambulance? Judge says you don't have a case to answer. Go and bring the ambulance tomorrow. Me, I'm asking that question for my ordinary people on the street. I don't like the...
No, but who are you asking that question of?
I'm asking the question of whoever had received money. Me, because what I know, my interest in this is, my taxes have been given to somebody. They've given it to...
Given by who?
No. Somebody received me my tax.
No, who gave?
To go and bring me...
Who gave your
ambulance.
taxes out?
It's the government.
Yes, so...
I am not saying NDC, or you want me to put NDC government to it?
You can add. I don't have a problem. I'm just
saying the government.
So I'm just saying,
money.
the point I'm making is that you as a citizen, and I'm just using what you're saying. You as a citizen says that your government is spent your taxes on something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it not your government that must provide those things that they spend the taxes on? Yes.
And the people who were supposed to have provided, that's why I said I was trying to take it out of the actual hardcore political conversation. But
so that's why I was telling you. That's why I was telling you that, you see, if you relate it to the case, the judiciary, the court, is only dealing with what was brought before it.
So the court
it is not for the court to go outside what was brought before it to go and deal with other issues. So what I was telling you, to respect to what you said, was that the issue of I have spent money on ambulances. That is, if I've spent the money, I've spent money on ambulances. As far as I'm concerned, I want those ambulances and to use those ambulances. And I'm saying to you that from day one, we have not seen any indication that government that spent that money on our behalf was interested in what you were talking about.
Okay, so Randy, let me ask.
But has in fact been interested in sending people to prison.
That's what you are saying. I didn't.
On the basis of what government has been pursuing.
Let the lawyer speak to that. Let me speak to the issue regards an ambulance. The then government took 2-point-something million. Even the agent, the agent out of the 2.3, even agent, his cut alone is, they say, 700,000.
How is that?
How much? How much?
Oh
no, I am asking. I'm not too sure of the numbers.
You are
the numbers is what we hear in the media.
Agent for who? Government?
No. The Japa, I mean, received
I
something.
Specifically asked the question.
No.
Is it agent for government? Did government appoint an agent?
I said the agent who supplied.
Yes.
I am being specific.
Yes.
The agent to the company who supplied you with ambulances or supposed ambulances.
Yes.
The Trotro ambulance. The agent who supplied the Trotro ambulance during the LDC government's era. Maybe you want me to be specific.
That's fine.
He received his cut of the money. The ambulance supplier would have received his cut of the money.
Yes.
Do you have the ambulance? And that is my point. I told you I am not arguing against it. The first time Samir and I
but who should ensure that I have the ambulance?
The one who should ensure that you have the ambulance.
Yes.
Is the one who had taken the case to court. I am still saying government.
Yes.
So the government had taken the case to court.
Yes.
That you are supposed to supply us with ambulances.
Yes.
You brought us something that you are calling ambulances that are not even fit to be ambulances.
Yes.
They told us it's not fit for purpose.
Yes.
And what I am saying is, so judge had ruled that you don't have a case to answer, right?
Yes.
And I am saying, okay, I'm assuming without admitting what you are saying, that somebody wanted to take somebody to jail.
Yes.
And the judge said, no, you don't have a case to answer, go home.
Yes.
But they failed, they stopped short at telling me the man on the
scene. It was not before them.
Want me?
That matter was not before them.
You want me?
Unfair. No, Ernest, you're being very unfair to the courts and to the judges.
I am not.
No, somebody watching us. No, somebody watching us might get the impression that the judges, on the basis of what was before them, could have asked for the whereabouts of the ambulances and could have made some declarations to the effect that A or B should go and bring an ambulance. That's the impression that you are creating to the person watching us. And that was not the matter that was taken to court. And that was not the matter before the judges.
Ready. You and I are on different pages. You are standing on a different platform. I'm standing on a different platform. Yes. I said, you see that I've been trying to avoid the discussion of the legal issues around this.
Yes. I don't have a problem with
on this very table said, let the issue remain in court.
Yes.
If they remain in court and it is solved by the court, that is it. I prefer that than putting it in the public domain. The court had made a decision. Attorney General said, I'm going to petition the court's decision. I'm going to appeal the court's decision. We have ended there. And I am now speaking for the ordinary person. And I'm still standing there that we need an ambulance. The court says nobody should answer.
No, so that's where the problem. That's where the problem starts.
Now, where do I go to take my?
That's where the problem starts.
So I'm asking my government now. Whoever will have to provide us with ambulance and whatever legalities and legal will bring us the ambulance, we must get our ambulance. Because me today, I said if I drop, a friend of mine almost had this challenge. He had a heart attack. But for these ambulances we are talking about that are on our streets now. Can you imagine if Nanado's government said they will provide, we have 275 plus bonus ambulances brought into this country. If those ambulances did not arrive, you and I sitting in this studio, can you imagine the ambience that would have been here between me and my brother Dafiamepo?
I don't understand.
If this ambulance, 275 or approximately 300 ambulances that came, the money went. Agent had his cut. Jakpa had his money. The one who supplied had his money. But we cannot point to ambulances in this country today. Can you imagine the ambience in this room?
Well, there's an ambience actually.
So the point I am making is, somebody said there are two governments. One government said I will provide a number of ambulances and that's so and so arrangement. And we cannot point a finger to one ambulance on the street. Now, there is another government that says I will provide the ambulances. The same. But he has given you the 300. I'm saying this in respect of the fact that he is campaigning that vote for me. Somebody too is campaigning vote for me. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So what I'm saying is that one government didn't deliver the ambulance. I'm asking where that ambulance is. One government had delivered the ambulances. I can see them, I can hear them on the streets. And that's what I'm talking about. So what we are discussing here, I don't have interest in anybody going to prison for what? I have made this clear several times. I don't have any interest. I wouldn't even wish anybody, my enemy, in jail. What I want to see is that the government, successive governments, we want to provide Sagleme, right? It's another hanging issue. I don't want to discuss the details, but we want to provide housing for people that are less than maybe Randy and Honorable Dafiamekpo and co, who can afford to buy their own house and build. We said we will provide what? Affordable housing. The money came. The money went. There's a similar, not under the same circumstances, but similar occurrences. The money all went. We have some semblance of housing there. We said we'll provide 5,000. We see 1,506, 1,508 standing there. Not one is inhabited. Similar, looking very close to this ambulance thing. And what I'm saying is that, so should we continue on this trajectory forever? That we say we will provide, we take the money. Some of these monies, the unfortunate thing is that they are loans. and we will pay interest on it. We didn't deliver the project.
All right.
So that is my worry. That's why I'm asking you. Now I am explaining why I'm asking you where is the ambulance.
All right.
Because when I am
unfortunately, I'm the wrong person to ask. You should go and ask.
Where is our housing?
You should go and ask those who begged us for jobs, and we give to
compared to Nanado's, I'll give police some housing. The housing is standing there. The police people are in occupancy. We can see.
All right.
And then Honorable Dafiame said they shouldn't vote for the MPP.
No
they
problem.
should vote for him.
So
that's why I'm asking.
So tomorrow,
questioning these things.
Tomorrow, make a date with Good Morning Ghana for part 2 of ambulances.
Yeah.
You will have some of the answers that you're looking for.
I will make time.
Yes, tomorrow, part 2 of ambulances.
Let me tell Ernest that money is taken for projects not delivered. He has over 100 in his government. We took 256 million euros to do a Sharma roundabout to Adomi Bridge. The president cut the sort for this to be done in October 2020.
And you are sure the money is here, or you gave approval?
Ernest, hold on.
No, I'm asking.
Ernest, hold on. The money was approved in 2019. The president cut the sword. I didn't cut the sword. He cut the sword as part of his 2020 campaign.
I wanted Randy to correct this. I shouldn't be the one correcting.
Okay. He cut the sword.
Right.
As part of
because I'm telling him the monies you have approved for roads.
Yes.
This Adenta road that had just started has been in the all the budgets that have been approved, but we never did.
Minutes to talk.
The host approved my interjection.
So let me say this.
But
I did.
So just approving the money in the budget doesn't just the money is here. That's what I'm asking. Is the money here? Are you aware?
I am saying you said the money has been taken.
Like Sagleme, we know the money came to Ghana.
So Ashama roundabout to Adomi Bridge, we don't know
unless
that
you are
the money
telling me the money is here.
I am saying. So your president didn't see the money, or our president didn't see the money, and yet you want to cut the sword and ask the contractor.
But that's what everybody does.
Oh,
you get the approval, you take off. Sometimes the contract is out. You go through procurement processes.
Really?
The contractor starts work, and then you pay him as and when.
Really?
We all know why.
If it's not a GOG, if it's not a GOG, do you cut the sword?
Oh, you have just worsened the situation for him.
Why?
But if it is not GOG,
yes,
and we get the approval, and or everything, and Parliament has approved the loan, what happens is most of these projects, the amounts are not released. Boom, they don't give out to you.
Really?
So are you sure that the one you are referencing?
I should be asking you.
Are you sure the one you are referencing all the money?
I didn't even wait for the question.
Can you?
Okay, he wants to ask a question. I want to address.
No, I said you didn't even wait for the question.
So let me put it to you that we took 256 million euros in 2019 to construct multiple lane from Ashama roundabout to Afienya, a dual carriage from Afienya to Kpong, a single carriage from Kpong to Adomi Bridge. It's been 6 years. It's not been done. That you've taken the money. You've taken Pualugu.
Be sure you are saying the right thing, because we are going to prove. I know projects like this.
Listen,
a lot of them were affected by the COVID and our inability to. Cutting sword doesn't mean anything.
This one's have to.
Do you know how many swords?
This one have to do with the IMF program.
What I'm saying is, do you know cutting swords doesn't mean the project?
You can't say bullets.
Oh no. But cutting sword means doesn't mean.
You said that we've taken money and haven't delivered projects.
This has to do with the IMF program.
What I'm saying is, the projects I referenced are projects we received the money and it's not delivered. The ones
what
I
do you mean by you received? Do you have a receipt of the receipt of the money?
I am aware. I have documents.
You have documents
from on this Agleme that the money had come. I bet you are a parliamentarian. Are you asking
and I'm
me?
saying
No,
that,
you shouldn't be asking.
I'm saying that you
Ask
got
Randy.
the money.
Randy knows these things.
Your president actually.
I don't know. I want Randy to confirm.
You don't know.
If Randy confirms,
I've told you about the project. You're still going on.
So you said the IMF
was affected by the IMF.
$1 billion.
So is the money here? That's what I am challenging.
The money is here.
No. Randy said something. You let Randy. Let Randy help.
Hold on. Pualugu, you took nearly $1 billion to construct Pualugu multi-purpose dam. You ended up paying the contractor $11.9 million for no work done.
No, you are saying.
I am not saying.
Randy, I don't want us to deviate. I don't want him to just make allegations and get up. What I'm saying is, we are interrogating money received and work not done, not projects.
But even what you're saying, see, if we couldn't finish, that one I can get like 200. If we're even to interrogate the things you're talking about, for example, the ambulance. Those who brought the ambulances dispute some of the assertions that have been made.
Which of the ambulances? We have 200. The one didn't come or the one that came?
Let me.
But what we're discussing is the one that didn't come.
So no. I'm interested.
No. What do you mean by didn't come?
I said the ambulances that never appeared on my street is what we are talking about.
Okay,
that's what you are saying. The people disputed the money.
Let's hear him.
Okay, let me keep writing.
Walugu, you paid nearly $12 million for no work done. You gave $2 million to Motor Angel for no work done on the motorway. You have given $2 million to a company that's supposed to bring us SkyTrade. Nothing was done. And so stop talking about money taking a project not delivered. Segleme, before you took office on January 7, 2017, Segleme was complete. I have been to the site before that election.
You see the way Randy looked at you.
I have been to the site. Roads have been done. Buildings have been fitted with fittings. It was ready for habitation. You decided to stop the project to allow people go into residence and decided to do what you call a forensic audit. That is where we are.
You are forcing me to interject.
Now regarding,
should I interject?
You cannot interject.
Now regarding without saying anything.
Now the ambulance. You speak of ambulance not fit for purpose. Your 307 ambulance that Hawa Kumsin brought. She brought the ambulance in 2019. They sat at the parking lot of Parliament for nearly 2 years. It took members of Parliament to ask minority, led by Haruna Idrisu, to raise hell that we were in December 2020. The ambulances have been sitting on the tarmac, on the car park for nearly 2 years. COVID has been announced globally. And we've been told that COVID may hit Africa and Ghana soon. What were you doing in deploying the ambulance so that when we have issues, the ambulance can ferry people to the hospitals? When she came to answer, she said, the ambulances sitting, the vehicles sitting on the tarmac are not ambulances. They were buses. And that the equipment that was supposed to be brought to fit for the ambulances to be fit for purpose were now on the high seas. It took another 3 months for that to be done. So when you speak of ambulance procurement, when you are chewing the fingers of a monkey, watch your own fingers. It's the same formula you adopted. Imagine that the equipment that was supposed to be fitted to those 307 ambulances didn't come. The vehicles would have been sitting on Parliament's tarmac. It's the same formula that was used in procuring this Jakpa ambulance. You have decided that the equipment that was supposed to be used to fit to these vehicles that you claim are not fit for purpose, the equipment we cannot find. Even though you came, when you came to government, the equipment arrived. So, regarding the remedy, it is not always a criminal prosecution that you can have recourse to. As a state, you can proceed in a civil action in damages against a party, a service provider that you contracted with for purposes of rendering a service that did not render the service per the terms of the agreement. But you don't need anybody to tell the Attorney General this. He knows. He has chosen not to pursue that path and chosen the path of prosecution, a botched one. So the state hasn't lost anything in terms of seeking judicial relief in this matter. So if he's listening to me, he can institute a civil action against Big C. That supposed recommendation by Big C to pay the 2.3 million euros may still be available or more when he institutes a civil action if he thinks that he has some cause of action against Big C. So that is about the matter. Randy, further, the National Security Minister's comments comes at the heels of his earlier comment against the judiciary. And I find it interesting that he keeps harping on this matter because he's the national security minister. Perhaps he has his leg on something. To be complaining that people are losing confidence in the judiciary is such a serious matter.
He says on the basis of commentary.
Yes.
By political actors.
Yes, he himself has made commentaries against the judiciary, hasn't he? He has told the judiciary that he will continue to enter judgment for government and therefore occasionally enter some.
He didn't say government. He says if you all goes one side.
Okay. So let me rephrase.
I just fact-checked the ambulances. These ambulances arrived in Ghana mid-2019. January 2020, when did COVID arrive here? I think in March. By March, COVID had arrived in Ghana, and the 28th of January 2020, this is the commissioning of the. So he said it has been staying on the tarmac for 2 years. It was the Japa one, quote and unquote. No. I'm using Japa advisedly. Your one stayed in Ghana for 2 years. Please. And after 2 years before you lost power, you didn't put anything inside. Okay. I said 2 straight years.
We need to go.
I just
let me please.
So what you said cannot be true.
It can't.
January 28th, the commissioning was done. It's online.
I was on the floor.
You see when you said it,
I was on the floor.
was smiling. I was expecting
I was on the floor.
I
was on the floor when that matter was raised, and she came to answer.
No, we are talking about what is
this
is the language.
So I am saying that
within few months they are in operation.
No, that those ambulances were not launched within few months when they were brought.
That is what
you can check the Hansard.
28th January.
Please,
2020.
It was not.
The
it was not.
Randy is checking. He will confirm.
So my point is that the national security minister continues to make this point, and it's a point that I believe all of us should make. That if we lose confidence in the judiciary, it's a problem. It's a problem because when you have a president who says that I would not hand over when I'm voted, when my government is voted out of power, it's such a treasonous statement to make. That you will say that when the people's power is exercised by voting your government out of power, you won't hand over power. So the national security minister should be speaking to his president, who says that he won't hand over power to the NDC when we are voted. He should talk to him. The other issue is that the judiciary itself, by conduct, by actions or inactions, should not do things in such a way that the people will lose confidence. When there are cases before the court, such important cases, and some are prioritized over the others in terms of hearing. When, for instance, our e-levy case continues to stay in abeyance. When, for instance, my case in respect of the appointment of the ministers who were dismissed and suddenly shifted to other portfolios stays in abeyance. And yet others are giving express hearings. When, for instance, you say that even though I have received all the affidavit evidence in support of an application or notice for a grant of an interlocutory injunction, and yet I will defer the hearing of the injunction until the final determination of the case, people worry. People worry. So, on these terms, I share the sentiments of the National Security Minister. But let me add that he should also advise his president to speak in a manner that will engender confidence in the governance structures of this country, not the judiciary alone. When a government is voted out of power, you pack and go. The head of that government cannot insist or be throwing salvos that I do not intend to hand over when my government is voted out. On this note,
we need to go and make time for the Minerals Commission. No, we have to go. We have to go. We've run our time by 15 minutes. So thanks, Roxanne and Ernest, for joining me. Up next, our conversation with the Minerals Commission and the CEO, Mr. Martin Aisi, is here with us. I can't go before saying a big happy birthday to my older brother, Lionel. Today's your birthday, so Lionel Abbey in London, happy birthday to you. We're back with our conversation on small-scale mining shortly.
So many styles to choose, but there's only one sure way to pay.
Momo? Yes. Oh, yes.
Got a payment to make? Just Momo it.
MTN. In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Customer, I don't know who to say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more drown, man. Still.
One of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. What lost so give us here and turn down.
But over that song. But for me to give us the and turn down.
Give us about me, sir.
Me patron the and turn down.
Customer. Give us a turn down.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa from the woman the bonu for nom akwada wa ni fie dumie no ono so no.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone.
Lakoha, it's a missing opportunity to be the luckiest. It's time to put some smile on your face. Still asking what luck means? At Luckiest, we believe it's more than just chance. It's joy waiting to happen.
Let's go.
Dial star 712 hash. Now password tickets not as a group, individual and as a community. Now participating in the Luckiest from the 1st of July 2024. Grand draw near 30th November 2024. Luck is everywhere with the Luckiest. The Luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform and is not for persons below 18 years. Terms and conditions apply.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV, and it's time to have a conversation with the Minerals Commission. And CEO, Mr. Martin is here with me. Martin, good morning.
Morning, Randy.
You've been
I've been missing for 3 weeks.
Yes.
When it happens like that, it coincides with other equally important programs. So, for example, the whole of last week I was away, I was out of town. Yes.
All right. Okay. So the last time you were here, we were talking about mining and forest reserves. We were supposed to follow up with officials of the Forestry Commission, but we've not been able to do that. So I'm sure that we still have that on standby.
Yes, they were actually out of town. So next week that should be possible. And I also have this video I promise you about Newmont. I doubt whether we have time today.
Yes,
we
can do that next week.
We might take it next week.
Yes,
I don't think we have time today.
Okay, all right. So I am seeing some very startling data about receipts from mining, and small scale data looks quite, the receipts look quite huge. And this is half-year data from the Bank of Ghana. What makes, first of all, can you run us through this data half-year? And I'm sure that you, by virtue of your position, you're always interested in seeing this, these figures. You're always tracking these figures and seeing these figures. What are the figures and what do they mean?
Ronnie, thank you very much. God loves this country.
Huh?
Yes, God loves Ghana. You know, I have this joke I told you some time back that I saw on television somewhere. They were running a documentary, and then the gentleman who was talking said the entire world is about three things: sex, greed, and money. Any other thing is secondary. When I apply it to Ghana, when you come to Ghana, what I call Sikaman, in our case, it's just about two things: gold and election. Yes.
True.
Everything about Ghana is gold.
Greed.
Is gold and election. And trust me, hang on, trust me, after December 7, we shall be talking about 2028 elections.
Yes.
Basically, that's what I mean. So it's all gold, gold, and gold. Sometimes you ask yourself, these British guys did not just name us Gold Coast for nothing. So let's talk about the data, and it's very interesting.
Right.
It just tells you that mining is our DNA. It is the backbone of this economy. We can't survive without mining. The environmental challenges, though, we'll talk about them. So according to the Bank of Ghana, this is available at their website. If you look at their summary of economic and financial data, half year, that is from 1st January to 30th June, the first 6 months. Everything that left this country is $9.2 billion.
Gold?
No.
Okay.
Everything that left
total
this country.
Exports?
Total exports. Let's
of everything?
Everything.
Okay.
According to Bank of Ghana. Out of the 5.2 billion, 9.2 billion, gold alone is 5 billion. That's where we start from. So the total exports of Ghana, half year, 9.2 billion. Gold alone. Remember, gold is not the only mineral. There's bauxite, there's manganese. We'll talk about that. So 5 billion out of the total receipts of 9.2 billion comes from gold. If you ask the statisticians to do the mathematics, that's 54%. So it means that 54% of, it could be 55 if you factor in perhaps manganese and bauxite. 54% at least of the entire receipts half year is gold. Compare that to last year, our total exports, again, according to Bank of Ghana, was about 13.6 billion. Remember, I was doing that analysis with what Newmont took to buy Newcrest, 13.8 billion. That's why you cannot have ordinary inspectors. So more or less, some of the mining companies are even richer than us. They could even loan us. They could give us loans that is entitled to our entire receipts. So if we did, as a nation, 6 billion last year, and just half year, this year, you did 9.2. It means that you are more or less $4 billion shy of whatever you got this year.
Total
it's just,
for last year.
yes, $4 billion shy of the total for last year. So it's good for the economy. It means that
gold did about 7 billion last year.
last year, gold did about, roughly about 7.6 billion, if you put everything together. The whole of last year. This year, gold alone has given us 5 billion.
Half year.
Half year. So if you ask me two things, if you look at the trend, because that is the prediction, if you look at the trend, if it continues based on two things, the high prices and production, by the end of the year, gold alone will give us $10 billion.
Help me with something. Clarify this for me. The 5 billion that we're talking about, is it as a result of increase in production because you speak about new mines, or it has to do with the increase in pricing, the favorable pricing of gold on the international market?
Both.
Okay.
I'll come to that. Let me take the two. So the average price of gold in January was $20.36 an ounce.
2036.
Yes. 2023 in February. 2160 in March. So let's say the average price of gold for the first quarter is about 2030. Okay, last year you didn't get 2,000, except in December and one other month. Last year the price of gold was between 1,500 and 1,900. Okay, that was first quarter. $20, $30 average. Now look at the second quarter. That's where the bull started running. In April, 2,330. In May, $2,349 an ounce. Then in June, 2,325. Then what do you call it? July. That's what ended yesterday. Roughly 2,996. Around May 17, for instance, these are averages. May 17, I think May or June or so, the price of gold went as far as over 2,400. So compare the last quarter. Sorry, if you compare the second quarter of this year and then the first quarter of this year, you see big difference. So it means that if there's
about $300.
Yes, about $300. At least $300 increase.
Yeah, per ounce.
In the average for the second quarter. So, and then August has just started, barely around 2,400 thereabouts. So it means that if that continues for the next quarter, okay, that is July. July has already ended.
Yes.
And then the average for July was 2,996. Yes.
So that's an increase of about $500.
Sorry, 2,396.
Okay, so it's consistent.
Yeah, it's consistent. But the average for July was far higher than the average for June.
Yes.
And then now we've entered the 2,400 for August.
Okay.
The quarter will end in September. So it means that if the next 2 months the price hovers between 2,300 and 2,400, we're likely to see very high prices again. And then if it continues the last quarter, we'll cross $10 billion. So price is a major factor. That's number one. You can't run away from that. That's what I'm saying. God loves Ghana. Why? Because all things being equal, we're going through some economic challenges. Okay, but gold has stood tall. That's what is holding the fort. Then production has also gone up.
Okay.
Because you see, Randy, when prices of the metal goes up, several things happen. One, you see, the cost of a mine, the cost at which each mine produces gold is not the same. So sometimes when I hear pressure being brought on government and say, oh, prices are very high, increase royalties, raise taxes, you get it wrong. Because you know something, there are some mines, according to our report, that are producing gold, announce companies are making money. Yes, some are making money. I will not lie to you. Some are making horrible money, big money. I mean, if you are producing gold at 1,200, 1,300 an ounce, and it's been sold for the past 2 years, you're making a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. So we should be careful when we are generalizing or just looking at the price. Now,
for purposes of our education, for the layman out there, how come there are two mines, and one produces at 1,500, another produces at 2,000?
grade.
The grade.
The content of the gold in the ore is paramount. So you have some mines that the grade is, let's say, 1 gram per ton. Some are 1.7, even some are doing 0.9, some are 2.5, some are 2.0, some underground mines 4. Yes, I mean that's underground. Yeah, so if a company's grade is 2.5 and one is 1 or 1.7, and the cost of production will not be the same. You see, so this is what is happening now. Those
the deeper.
No, okay, no, because some open pits have just 1 gram per ton. I mean, the grade in Takwa is not that high, but it's a massive mine. I mean, if you look at the data, they did over 500,000 ounces last year, and they are on course to perhaps do more than that. And they barely do 1 gram per ton, 1 gram, 1.1. So those that the grades are low, this is the time to process. The price has been very good for the past 6 months. So if it doesn't disappoint between now and December, and I don't see it disappointing, because we also talk about the driving forces, then it's okay for them. That's why sometimes you see that the companies mine and stockpile. Then you hear sometimes the small scale miners saying, oh, they've stockpiled, they don't need it. It's not the case. Many of them are going to the stockpiles now. So they cannot mine those low grade. Some of them also mix it with areas that are high grade and mine them. Some of them can decide to mine some bit of the high grade and some part of the low grade. So there are all kinds of analysis that go into the kind of things they do. So Randy, what is very interesting is small scale mining.
Right. That's interesting.
Yes, half a year. The data shows that $1.7 billion came from small scale.
Out of the 5 billion.
Yes, that's about 36%. $1.7 billion. Let me give you some interesting statistics. In 2018, the entire receipt from small scale was 2.8. Sorry,
280 billion.
What do you call it? 2 points. Yeah, that is 2018.
2.8 billion.
Yes.
Full year.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the year we banned small scale mining.
Okay.
And then 2019 is $2.2 billion, the entire year. Then 2020, $2 billion. Then we drove from $2 billion to $184 million. Because of that withholding tax that was introduced in 2021. So roughly about 1 million ounces was smuggled. And then following the government dropping the tax to 1.5, we moved from 184 million to 1 billion in 2022. Then last year we did 2.1 billion, which is more than cocoa. Small scale, more than cocoa last year. Now, Randy, smuggling still occurs. I won't lie to you. So it means that
with small scale.
Yes, it means that if we tackle the causes of smuggling, small scale, or if we have tackled it, or if we handle it, perhaps we should be talking about 6 billion or more, or the 1 point total for the half year, or the 1.7 billion that I mentioned, official receipts. What left officially, which we can rely on. Perhaps small scale could have been giving us about 2.5 or 3 billion or more, because a lot is being smuggled. It goes to Ivory Coast, some goes to Togo.
I thought you said earlier that there was a withholding tax regime which led to the drop to 180 something.
Yes.
But it was reversed after a year.
It was reversed. It was dropped to
after a year.
from 3% to 1.5%.
So are you making the point that the 1.5% is still an incentive for smuggling?
Yes. Yes.
Why so? Explain.
Yeah, because you look at what your neighbors, you look at what is happening at your neighbor. Look, Randy, don't let us hide it. Let me look at cocoa. It will be foolhardy on my part and your part to dismiss that we don't smuggle cocoa. It's been there for ages. Even recently, when the CEO of Cocoa Board was giving the reasons for the fall in production, he mentioned what? Aging trees, sowing shoots, illegal mining, climate change, and smuggling. I didn't say that. He said it. Okay? Randy, why would somebody smuggle gold across our borders or take cocoa across our borders? It means that there's more benefit if you take it across than if it keeps it here. So if you want to stop cocoa from being smuggled, or if you want to stop the small-scale miners from smuggling gold to Togo, now no more Burkina, because Burkina is having some insecurity situation. And then, unfortunately for them, the military there has also banned the export of gold, small scale. The kind of thing that we did some time ago that did not help us too much. So my information, the information I have is that they are also bringing. Because you cannot take it out lawfully. Okay? So perhaps it is coming through here and going to Ivory Coast, or it's going to Togo. So if you really want to keep most of the gold here, then you have to make it unattractive for the person to carry that kilogram across the border to Ivory Coast, or go all the way to Togo.
And you think it's the
and one solution. In fact, the elephant in the room is to further drop the withholding.
Are you able to tell us how much we get from the withholding tax, so that at least we can do a cost-benefit analysis?
Yeah. So next week I will get the additional data from PMC, because that's where the shipment goes through.
Yes.
No gold can leave this country lawfully unless it goes through PMC.
Yes.
You understand that? With all the necessary paperwork and the seal and boss in it.
So for example, if we looked at this, let's say half year, and we say that for half year we got X amount of money from the withholding tax on small scale, then we can juxtapose that against what you believe would have had if that regime were lowered.
I'm using my words cautiously or carefully. Let's say you bribe your way through. Let's say you bribe your way 1%. Let's assume your bribe is 1%. It gets to Burkina Faso. Now it is now treated as Burkina Faso what? Gold.
Yeah.
So you pay the 1% tax in Burkina Faso. Okay? The guy is still having what? The benefit of the 1%.
Yes.
You understand that? Because you are imposing 3% in your country.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So, you understand that? So it means that we had an additional $1 billion as compared to the year when the tax was. Look at that. $184 million in 2021 to 1.1 billion in 2022 when the tax was introduced. So you just can imagine what we did to ourselves at the expense of our environment. We basically made the Ivorians very rich and the Togolese. So that's the argument I'm putting across. So
what's the withholding tax?
We are grateful, extremely grateful for government for reducing the tax to 1.5%. But now, if you look at the data for 2022, 1 billion, then it doubled to 2.1 billion for 2023 last year. And then the analysis and the figures and the research we have done at Minerals Commission. Okay? And then by listening to the miners, it tells you that when we reduce the tax further to 1.1%, we will even get 3, 4, 5 billion. Okay. And even if you drop it to 0.5, the Ivorians and even the Togolese and the other people will also bring it in here. That is not to say I am saying we should drop the tax for them to also smuggle gold here. No. All that I'm saying is that let's provide the right incentives or the environment to discourage our miners from taking the gold across our borders.
So your proposal is that we drop it from 1.5 to where?
To 1%.
1%?
Yes, from 1.5 to 1%.
How much is charged in Cote d'Ivoire?
Just around, I think the figure in Cote d'Ivoire is far lower than our own. Drop it.
Okay.
Drop it.
Okay.
Big time to 1%.